everybody, this is Brian back with Inspiring How You See That, and we're the channel that talks about all kinds of music and entertainment and interviews some of your favorite artists. So if that sounds interesting, make sure you hit that notification bell and of course the subscribe button. That way you can keep up with all the multiple videos that we're putting out on actually probably 3 to 4 a week basis. So you want to keep up to date with everything that Kevin and I are doing. And today I wanted to do something a little bit different. It's going to be another kind of one of my list videos. But I wanted to talk about a half dozen of my favorite albums. So, not necessarily favorite bands, although of course that would make sense. But I looked at the entire record album as a whole. So I factored in, I didn't want to look at ones that just had 1 or 2 great songs, but albums that either the vast majority or every single song I loved. And so these aren't necessarily the only 6 I like, but they're the 6 that kind of came to mind right away. So high likelihood that we'll probably do some more of these. But with that, we'll jump right in. And again, this is going to be across, as all my videos, across the music genres. So we'll have some from country, some from rock, you'll have some metal, some classic rock. As we do more, we'll have some Christian albums. So I just, thought that this would be kind of fun. So with that, we'll jump right in. The first one that we're going to talk about is Garth Brooks' No Fences. And this is his debut album, and I think to this day is still the best. I think Garth is the king of music. He has so many phenomenal songs. He really was the first artist that I became a super fan of. And I was, 11, 12 years old when I heard him, and I just thought he was amazing, and this album was the reason why. And what I'll do on each of these is kind of give you a few songs off of the album that I think are some of my favorite that'll kind of paint the picture for you. Again, this one is just incredible and probably the greatest debut album that's ever come out. I mean, it's just, he hit the ground running with No Fences. Some of the songs in there, they're iconic. Friends in Low Places, The Thunder Rolls, and Unanswered Prayers. Along with other songs on that album, it's just an incredible album. Make sure you get your hands on No Fences by Garth Brooks. The second one is Evanescence's debut album, Fallen. They came, again, just like Garth Brooks, they came out of the gates, firing on all cylinders. Now, I think Evanescence, while they've had good music since then, I don't think they've been able to come close to what they hit with Fallen. Of course, it had the super smash hit, Bring Me to Life, which has been covered by First to 11 and many other, and it's just iconic. But they also had My Immortal, which is a beautiful song. It's probably one of the best songs for an instrumental version. I know Gamaza has done, a piano version of it, and it's just that alone is tear-jerking. It's such an incredible song. And Tourniquet, I think, is a hidden gem that I don't think a lot of people know about, but I think it's a amazing song on that Fallen album. So make sure that you check out Evanescence's first album, Fallen. The third one I'm going to talk about, and this might be a little bit different, is Cracked Rear View by Hootie and the Blowfish. I remember when this came out, I was, probably 13 or so. And it's a fantastic album. I mean, it runs the gamut of everything from, the kind of the more upbeat pop kind of fun songs to the tear-jerkers. And I think Darius Rucker is one of those singers that he's able to sing pretty much anything. I mean, he's demonstrated that now, by transitioning into a country music career and doing a fantastic job. But this album was really incredible. I think it's one of the best-selling albums of all time, and I can certainly see why. Like Evanescence, I think Hootie was never really able to recapture that magic, even though they had good albums, good music afterward. Never really got to the level of Cracked Rear View. Some of the top songs that I like, Let Her Cry, Hold My Hand, and Time, are probably my 3 favorite songs from that album. So check out Cracked Rear View by Hootie and the Blowfish. The next one is obviously one of my favorite albums of all time, by one of my favorite metal bands of all time. And I think this album was really, it's their latest one. And I think it kind of marked a turning point in the band that maybe was a little controversial because I think some people were rubbed the wrong way. I loved it. And it's Disturbed's Evolution. Now, obviously, on the prior album is when they did their cover of Sound of Silence, which became a super smash hit. With Evolution, they still have some of the heavy songs, but I think you saw what I'll kind of term as like a maturity in their sound. And I think that the band kind of wanted to reflect on life more, and so a lot of the songs are more ballady and just very different than what you're used to from Disturbed from before. And again, I know a lot of fans were kind of upset because they wanted the heavy, and I understand that. And Disturbed will still bring that, trust me. I loved this because, as I've said many times, I absolutely love the ballads, the slower, the sadder songs. And this album was, it had some of the greatest ever. I mean, you know, we're talking, excuse me, we're talking about A Reason to Fight, which is a very powerful song and video that you need to see. Already Gone, which is haunting, about losing loved ones and, you know, some of them to, you know, maybe overdoses and, you know, what could we have done to help them? And one of my favorite songs ever, Hold On to Memories. Again, about losing loved ones, but more of a hopeful one, where it's remember the good times, build those memories, and when your loved one is gone, they'll still be part of you. You can keep their memory alive by reliving those amazing times that you had with them. And that song, it makes me want to cry, but it also makes me feel good at the same time, which is weird. But I adore that song. So make sure you check out the album Evolution by Disturbed. Getting down to the last couple, of course, I had to put on Smash Into Pieces here, and this is their newest album, Arcadia. I've loved everything Smash Into Pieces has put out, and they just keep getting better, and this album was awesome. I mean, it hit everything that a Smash Into Pieces fan is looking for. It was incredible. I mean, starting out with their cover of Gary Jules' Mad World, which I've always loved that song. I've talked about this before. They took it to a whole new level and just blew it away, and it was unreal. Chris Adams' vocals are... he's on a whole nother world from most singers. And then you've got Purr and Benjamin on guitars, and you got the Apocalypse DJ coming in with the drums, and I love this band. Also on that album, Arcadia, the lead single, and Forever Alone, which I've talked about this song before, is such a cool song. It's one that, probably more than any other song, makes me want to dance. It's got that like 80s kind of techno pop dance song kind of feel to it. And I, like I said before, and I stand by this, I think it would fit perfectly on the soundtrack to the TV show Stranger Things on Netflix. It has that feel to it, and I love that song. So check out Arcadia by Smash Into Pieces. And then the last one I want to talk about in this video, and for my money, I still think this is the greatest album ever made. And it was made before I was born. It's Meatloaf's Bat Outta Hell, the original one. And oh my god, this album is awesome. I think there's only 6 or 7 songs. They're all phenomenal. They're all like 9 to 12 minutes long. But Meatloaf really introduced the concept of like the rock opera. And that telling the story, and oh man, it is so cool how he does it. First of all, his voice is just incredible on this album. And, I mean, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Paradise by the Dashboard Light, which is like one of the staples of karaoke for couples. And then, of course, the lead track, Bat Outta Hell, which I don't know if anything beats that. I still think this is the most amazing album ever released. I know it's one of the top-selling ones, and I think it'll keep selling for decades in the future. So if you are one of the rare people who somehow have not heard the Bat Outta Hell album, go listen to it now. You can YouTube Meatloaf Bat Outta Hell album and see all 6 or 7 songs, and I'm telling you, it's worth your time. So let me know what are some of your favorite albums. Like I said, these aren't necessarily my top 6. I know Bat Outta Hell is my #1 album. I'm looking to do more, but I also want to hear from you guys. You know, what... And again, your criteria could be whatever you want it to be. Mine was, I looked at the album as a whole. I didn't really factor in so much its place on music history, because that could have been a different list. This was just my personal opinion. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts. If you like this video, give us the thumbs up. As always, we love when you guys spend this time with us. We love you guys. God bless, and rock on.